Well, hellfire and damnation. I wonder if anybody's going to show up over here. I don't know. We'll have to see. Here, maybe I'll just turn on the radio and have something to listen to for a minute. Maybe. I don't know. I might just see if I can email some people or whatever. Let's see if I can get some people out here. Uh, let's see here. I might. Well, I don't know. Somebody popped in. Who I don't know who that is. Need to do this though. Let's see here. I'll put that up there. Let's see what's going on over there. No name. What's happening? I might drop out. I'm gonna make an email or something. I'll be back in a second. Brian, what's happening? Oh, I was making an email and probably just dropped out, maybe drop out for a second. What's going on, you guys? What's going on? Seeing, let's see here. Let me turn the damn radio on and see if I got some noise going in the background. This morning over here in Queensland, Australia. This is 43 Division 141, the Lighthouse Keeper, Australia. 954 Las Vegas, Nevada. Over here in Queensland, Australia. This is 43 Division Needle Bender. What's up, Bright? The Lighthouse Keeper, Australia. Hey, yeah, man. Hey, morning. Over here in Queensland, Australia. This is 43 Division Needle Bender 111, the Lighthouse Keeper, Australia. Monterey, sound real good, Texas. Yeah, she could do it. But, I got too much verb. Alright, let me do something here. Turn that down. Down. 1, 2, 2. SG. There you go. What's going on, SG?
Yeah, cool. How's it going?
What's up, Bowlerin?
I just went on Chubby Rains and Crinkle was there.
Oh yeah.
So I
On
popped
whose?
on. I popped on, had a bit of a laugh, and then popped off.
Where?
Chubby Rain, Chubby Rain.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
crap, dude. I mean, you know, man. uh, Honestly, man, I don't know why Chubby acts like a damn twat sometimes.
I
Dude,
know. I
I
think it's better than that, to be honest.
well, I'll put it this way. I figured out how to actually get him all bent out of shape and triggered. You just put him on timeout, man.
Mm.
Dude, that totally gets his fucking goat every time.
Oh, I know one thing. For some reason now, I can get to Crinkle.
I know I can. I know
I just
because honestly,
I don't
man,
like doing it because it brings me down to his level.
you have a good point. You have a good point. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
Sometimes, anyway.
I've gone down to his level and I still beat his ass. But it sounds like ever since that one time that he got me all riled up, dude. I
Mhm.
was like, I will never let that happen again. So
Yeah.
I just sat back and I watched him and I sat there and I observed him for a long time. You know?
Anyway, enough of Crinkle.
Yeah, yeah. But so lizard people, man, like aliens. you know, I
Well, here's
mean,
one, right? Here's one. Without leaving Crinkle completely out of the conversation. Yeah, the Mud Fossil University channel on YouTube. Yeah, he um he doesn't just cover geology and how it's wrong. He covers science and how it's wrong, and every aspect of it. Yeah, he puts his own findings on the table. And he contacts universities. Sometimes too. He was trying for 10 years. You know, the thing is, now some of them are actually kind of coming round in part to some of what he'd been saying in the last 10 years. So I'd like to see Crinkle dispel those. Actually, I wouldn't, but do you know what I mean? The point I'm trying to make.
well, I mean, if I was to, if put it like, how, it's his job to be like the basically opposition of anything, whatever, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what it is. I mean, I could totally like say something totally freaking wackadoo, and he would probably be the most sane person in there. You know what I mean? Because
Well,
he'd totally
actually, I
be
think
the
that's
opposition
part
of
of his
some
appeal
wackadoo.
for some. But they're talking conspiracy theory, and Crinkle's going, no, 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 no,
Right.
that's just wacky.
Well, it's funny too because Vincent got his ass. He's like, man, he's just like, shut the fuck. No, that was Welsh. Welsh, he was like, just fucking, just shut the fuck up. I was like, because he wouldn't shut the fuck up. He would just sit there and
Yeah,
talk, and all this other stuff, and he wouldn't let it. He couldn't. And nobody could actually get a word edgewise because he was sitting there talking so
that's
much.
the problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody has to
Well,
be like that.
well, that's what I'm saying. I went off on him one time, and I did the exact same thing. I did. I,
I've done that to him as well.
I mean,
I've literally had
because
him on the ropes type of thing. Every time he spoke, I was just
right,
like, oh,
dude,
uh,
I was fucking him up. But the thing is like, um, it's funny too because I was like, I got nothing against. See, I don't have problems with other channels. I don't really give a shit. I'll just go wherever the fuck I want to go.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I don't do all this YouTube politics shit out here on the YouTube streets. I don't do all that shit. I don't care. And but like over at Society X, man, he's a good guy. I like him, and and sometimes there's a lot of good conversations on his channel and
I
shit.
agree.
I mean, there was this one time, man, I went up and he totally like got all paranoid, thought I was gonna porn him or whatever, and he fucking kicks me off. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, afterwards he's got Crinkle up there for hours. I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You know, I mean,
Mm,
it was a simple mistake. It was like, on the cell phone, how it's got the camera and the mic button right next to each other.
mhm.
And I was trying to unmute my mic, and I just went, I did like that for just a split
Yeah, yeah.
second. And he freaked out and he's like, "Oh, I gotta take you down, whatever." And I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, "Man, Crinkle is a admitted porn bomber, gore
Oh, shit,
bomber,
shit.
and
I was just doing it myself.
you're not freaking out, and you're not worried about it,
Yeah,
whatever." It's one of them things.
and
Um,
it's difficult though as a host, isn't it? You do freak out sometimes,
yeah, but
but with Crinkle on there, it's a bit strange.
well, I'm just like, it just whatever. But I've just decided, like, for instance, I'll just sit in the chat and stuff like that if I want to listen in. I'm not even going to bother going up on the panel anymore.
Oh, Polaran message just said, when you can no longer question science, it's a religion.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like that's what I was trying to say to you earlier. Or I've said this probably to you, says G. Belief is always in conflict with knowing. All right, belief really doesn't leave any room for knowledge or questioning because that's a belief, man. You just can't do that.
Yeah, it literally belief in a way means
Devil
I
dog, what's
don't
up?
listen to anything else.
And popcorn. I mean, I didn't miss you out there. I know I probably said hi to you, man. I was like, "What's
Hey,
up?"
popcorn.
And I'm trying to keep up with the chat too. I know every once in a while I'm like looking the other direction, but yeah, awesome.
And bright, yeah.
And bright,
Stay
yeah. I
here,
mean,
you know, go somewhere else. It's okay. I don't mind it. I would never hold it against you. But yeah, I certainly appreciate you being in a chat.
I don't mind you in the chat, Bright.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously,
you're all good, man. I don't mind talking to you, like on a panel.
I have to admit, Bright, you do have your moments.
You do have your moments, yes, but like,
You
I
do have
certainly
your
haven't
moments.
convicted him of anything in the
No.
YouTube fucking kangaroo court.
Yeah, the kangaroo court.
Oh,
Dude, like I said, it's that kid politics thing. Um, it's funny, dude, and I don't understand why people continue to do it. You know what I mean? I don't understand that.
well, there's a
But
shitload of stuff I don't understand like that.
well, it's kind of like trying to stay like a 5-year-old for the rest for your entire life. You know what I mean? And mentally
There's a
on
lot of
that
people
level.
that do that, though, isn't there? Like Crinkle.
Well, well, see, that's what I don't understand. Is like, is it like a defect? Is that like a birth defect type of thing? In some certain people, you know what I mean? Put it this way, man. I saw a video just the other day. It was actually a short video, and it was this lady. This was in the UK actually, but there was this lady that comes up to this guy's car, and she's like, you know, you are just sitting here idling your car, and you are just putting all this like chemicals up in the sky and all blah 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 and all this other stuff. And I'm actually gonna report you and all this other stuff. He's sitting in a freaking Tesla. I'm
That is pretty bad.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, are you freaking? Oh my god! it's like a mental disorder or a defect. I don't know what the fuck, you know.
I remember Bill Hicks. He used to say, people would come over to me and say, "Smile, will you?" You know, they'd say, and he'd say, "What?" And they'd say, "Smile, come on. It takes more muscles to frown than it does
Right.
to smile." And he'd say,
Yeah.
"Do you know it takes more energy for you to come over and tell me that than it would for you to just go about your day?"
Well, fair enough. Fair enough. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I mean, it kind of reminds me of like um it was like some kind of like job site, and the guy wanted him to do a certain job or whatever, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, it took you longer to explain the job to that guy than it could have for you to do it yourself, and you know, I mean, I was just like, holy crap, what's going on, you know. Is that Zara B? Holy crap, I didn't know Zara even knew my channel existed.
That's funny. Sorry, you're right, Sarah.
Well, yeah, right on. Nice to see you, Zara. You know, feel free to come up if you want.
I know Popcorn 913. He does like the CB stuff as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he actually does has his own channel doing kind of sort of the well, actually, I think he's got like a constant live stream that hasn't stopped like for I don't know weeks now, if I'm not mistaken. He's had one going for a long time, just sitting there looking at his CB.
I have been trying to talk my friend into doing some live streams on YouTube because she has her own like fish shop. You know, she's got like it's full of
Oh yeah,
aquariums
just sit there
basically.
and just staring at the dang fish tank.
Because some people they
Yeah,
they don't want to actually like
yeah, I
have the
know.
stress of having a
I know,
fish
I
tank.
know. It's kind of like the Fire Channel. Have you seen that one? It's like a
Yeah,
little
yeah, I used to
campfire. It's
do
all
that.
it
Yeah,
is.
for hours.
You know, it's you
The
know.
only problem was though that I'd see like the log fall and then I'd go, oh, and the log's back up. Bollocks! It's not long enough.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a loop. But I mean, you
Yeah,
know, I was just like, you know, it's that's what it'd be like, you know, or like
yeah.
you were talking like the freaking Truman Show. That for right there is definitely like that would be for the fish are the Truman Show. They're the
Yeah,
Truman.
we are the fish.
We're done. I'm not the fucking fish. Uh, no, I don't know. See, no, no. Come on.
We go around the bowl. By the time we've made it all the
Come
way
on.
around, we can't remember the start.
I mean, you know, it's kind of like that damn flat Earth thing. We all live in a damn fishbowl shit. You know what I mean?
I don't even potentially believe that there's a flat Earth, but I tell you what, I don't necessarily believe that it's spherical now. You know, from the data, I don't know what to fucking
No,
believe.
it's like a fucking pretzel, man. You know,
No, it's like I've said, it's a tesseract.
Tesseract. It could be. I mean, no.
Crinkle says, no, it isn't. No, it
Well, I
isn't.
mean, it
Not
could
a
be a
tesseract.
freaking donut for all I know, man. It's supposed to be
Exactly.
a flat Earth with a hollow inside, right?
I
So
said to Crinkle, have you
it's a
been to
donut.
space?
It's a donut.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
dude,
that's
I would,
another one.
you know, I mean, honestly, I mean, on just on that level, for instance, okay, just on that level, I know the Earth has been circumvented like east to west, west to east, and all that shit, but north to south and then back up to north again has not been done. That would be an
Yeah, agreed.
ultimate. It doesn't matter who is right, but it would show who is right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That would just close it up right then and there, because honestly, man, if it was actually to be true that beyond the ice wall is all this other land and shit, you know, um, the,
winter is coming.
yeah, we'll see. But that would prove it. Because honestly, man, I was sitting there talking to one guy, man, and he was like, he totally adamant that the Antarctica is basically encircling us. It's like all it's it, it It's not just at the South Pole. It's like all the way around. You know what I mean? And I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, so if I go up in a hot air balloon, go straight up, and I get a telescope that's like a really, really freaking powerful telescope, and no matter which direction I'm facing, I should see Antarctica. And in his eyes, in his belief, I would. I'm like, you're a fucking loony bin.
Well, the thing is, we don't really fucking know. I mean, that could be correct. You know?
Well, my observation with radio waves tells me one thing.
I have
You know,
spoken to you about that, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it tells
But
me
how
it's
do you
not.
know? How do you know that the firmament, let's say, would bounce that signal all the way around back to you?
Well, okay, if you know how, like for instance, okay, you play billiards, right?
Yeah.
You play. Okay, it's okay. You
Basic
know, if
physics, yeah.
you hit that ball at a certain angle, at a certain speed, it's going to go a certain way, right?
Hmm.
Well, it's the same kind of thing with the fucking
Have
radio
you
waves.
played? Have you played billiards on a spherical table?
No, but
I
uh,
have.
okay, but I'm
Do you
just
know what
saying,
happens?
it's still the same thing because you got all those little bumpers and shit, right?
Yeah, but do you know what
Right.
happens?
What?
Well, you hit the ball. Let's say it hits a cushion, yeah,
Right.
and as you would normally expect it to go at a certain angle from the speed and angle that you hit it on the cushion, yeah,
Hmm.
it doesn't work the same. It comes more back at you.
Well, even then, it's like you think about it, man. If you um are proficient in that, like, because I mean, people that they I've seen people do some trick shots that would just like blow your freaking mind just because they know exactly where to hit that ball and when that ball hits that other ball, what it's going to do and where it's going to go. You know what I mean? I mean, it's so crazy, and all you got to do is like know that. And like, for instance, when it comes down to it, it's still, you got to understand how that's going to bounce and how it's going to bounce off and which direction it's going to go, that kind of thing, and
Mhm.
how it actually travels through the ionosphere. You know what I mean? That, for instance, that radio wave. And
I agree. I agree.
right, right.
There's,
I'm just
there's a lot of stuff that says that it's spherical, but there's a lot of the stuff that they say that proves that it's spherical that doesn't work. And
right.
to be honest, they should drop that shit. Then they'd have a viable theory, wouldn't they? You know? But they
Well,
don't drop that shit. They still stand by it, but
I
it doesn't
honestly
work.
think a lot of stuff is actually uh, put out there to confuse people and keep us stupid.
Well,
And
yeah, yeah.
actually get, I mean, well, I can't remember who it was, but they a quote from somebody was like, "You will know when the propaganda and disinformation has worked when everything that everybody knows is false." You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Um,
Well, to keep people confused is usually power over them,
cool
control.
tools. What's up, man? Good to see you.
So what about this? Let's say there is an ice wall, yeah, but there's more beyond it. Like it's spherical, but there's so much more. We're just like
Well,
a
that's the
part.
thing. That's that Tartaria, or
Well, I mean,
um.
that Tartaria is just like what they used to call Russia and most of the planet.
Well, I mean, I
It's
think that's
owned
what
by
that's what
Tartaria.
a lot
Yeah.
of people are trying to say. That's beyond that ice wall is all this terra firma, out that
Well,
way.
that's just the name of the Earth, the
Right.
actual
Just
name.
more of
Yeah.
it, evidently.
Yeah, it
I
just
mean,
means Earth, as in like land, as in together.
right. But that's all crap too, man. Okay, all right.
Well, it's the true name of the planet, though. That's what I say.
Well, I mean, okay, you observe magnetic poles, and you observe, like, the magnetic properties of the Earth in the first place, and then on top of that, man, you know how, if you know how a magnet actually works, you know what I mean, and I
Mhm.
mean, it's just it's
Well,
interesting.
if you want me to give you something that says pretty definitively that the Earth
Jason,
is
what's
a
up, man?
sphere, yeah, then I'll say this: flat earthers are like giving a representation of each planet, yeah, that's in the solar system, and moons and so forth, yeah.
Right.
So they begin with the Earth, that's flat, okay, yeah. Then you've got the sun, that's spherical. Then you've got the moon, that's hopefully spherical, even though they can only see the one, but they say, okay, it's spherical. Then you've got all the rest of the planets, they're all spherical, but the Earth isn't.
Well, see, that's another thing too. I mean, I was sitting there talking to somebody. They were saying they were adamant to saying that no, okay, we are standing still. We're absolutely still, and everything else is moving around us. I mean, I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, me personally.
But that's the pre Copernicus Copernican process, thought process, isn't it?
Well, what you talking about? You talking about what was it?
Copernicus said
Galileo.
that, like, well, Copernicus said, it's not us it's revolving around. We revolve around the sun.
Right. Well, okay, was it
Copernicus.
yeah, was
Let me
it him or
double
was it
check.
Galileo? I thought it was Galileo for some reason. I don't know
Copernicus.
what- Okay.
Sorry, I'm just doing the Google thing.
Oh,
Nicholas Copernicus, Renaissance polymath, mathematician, astronomer, and Catholic canon, who formulated a model of the universe that placed the sun rather than the Earth at its center.
okay. Now
Holy
he's
shit,
the
I was
one that
correct.
he's the one that got locked in his home as basically house arrest for the rest of his life because he was actually that was actually considered heresy because it went against the church. All
Of
right.
course. Now,
And
if they'd have gone with it, we may have had space travel way back then.
well, see, that's the thing. It's like I think even this flat Earth thing is actually I think a Vatican propaganda crap anyway, because it reminds me of what they had, how they pictured everything back then, and their ideals were uh, threatened. I don't know.
Well,
It's a
yeah. I mean,
theory. It's a
now, like I said earlier, the church has decided that aliens are in the in the Bible.
right.
So so if aliens come, then you can still believe in God, basically.
Right.
Which to me seems a bit different than what they've been preaching.
Hi.
What's up, Jason?
What's
Hey,
up,
Jason.
man?
Oh, you've appeared here instead of on Chubby's.
Oh, you know that. I left before you.
Oh, did you? Yeah, you did, didn't you? Yeah, only just.
God.
Believe me.
But so
I
it's not
just went on to fucking do a little moment of trolling just because it was funny.
I didn't even bother. I was like, fuck it. I just went over and started a stream.
I just thought I'd experience it for once, and then I had enough.
You didn't hear what he said, obviously, because you left. But Crinkle, well, you did hear. Maybe he said something like, "What about moving stones with
That's it. Yeah.
frequencies?" And I was just like, "Oh, fuck."
Oh man, he was trying to get me in there, man, because that was that bullshit that he was getting in the chat with us at the end. I mean, no damn well he was trying to draw me out or whatever. I mean, that's funny.
But I reckon you two believe that we landed on the moon. I reckon from the
I personally think that we probably did, but it's not the way they say. I do personally believe there's a secret space program, as opposed to like the space program we have been shown.
Well, most people I've been talking to either wind me up, EA audits especially, but say, "Oh no, we ain't been to space. We ain't been."
Well, that's because if you look at the bloody footage and follow the science that they say they used, it doesn't work out half the time. It's fucking shit. But that doesn't mean we didn't go to the moon. It doesn't mean we're not already going all around the solar system.
Okay, I've heard a couple of different stories. All right, I heard one that we have gone up there, and when we went up there, we found a Russian cosmonaut spacesuit with a skeleton in it already up there.
I have seen Some of
I
that
heard
stuff
that
mentioned.
story. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's true or not. All right, and then there was another story that I think it might have been a joke, but I don't know if it is or not. They went up there, and the aliens came out and said, "Get the fuck off my lawn." I don't know. I don't know.
Get off my lawn.
I don't know what. See, I don't know. See, that's the thing. It's like, I mean, there was they claim they did this test that they hit it the moon with with an impact, and it rang like a bell. Now I don't know, and that, I mean, if it did that, that would indicate it's hollow. You know, I mean, for all I know, it is like a I don't know, like a Death Star type thing or whatever, like a big spaceship that's just been sitting there, and they're just sitting there observing us. You know, from the best vantage point of it all, if you think about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'm just looking into Copernicus. It says Copernicus faced no persecution when he was alive because he died shortly after publishing his book.
Okay, then it was Galileo that would.
On the other hand, was tried by the Inquisition.
Okay,
after his book
that was
published.
the one I was thinking that. Yeah, he ended up house arrest and all that shit. Okay, okay.
Well, if we believe anything.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like, you know, it's all, you know, all that information is filtered through the Queen and all that other shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you say
or whatever. Say what?
I thought you said the Queen.
Yeah, the Queen. That's what I said.
Oh.
I don't think you'd been actual. You're not trying to be actual there, are you? Like,
no, I was just
tongue in cheek.
You know, yeah.
Okay, cool.
But surely we get the writing
because
on the
at
wall,
the time, I think it was a king at the time. I don't know, but you know. But anyway, yeah. If I want to be exact, no, I was just like being, you know. It's just that it's all filtered. You know, that's basically what I was trying to say. You know, all that information of our history, you know, which is fucking irritates the shit out of me, because it's like, how are we supposed to know who we are and where we come from if we're always lied about?
You know when the dinosaurs were about, do you reckon there was more carnivorous plants about? Because like so many percent, a lot
probably
higher.
Dangerous plants anyway.
Well, I mean, you never know. I mean, honestly, think about it. What was it? What is it? The
you
Venus
just need something
flytrap?
like Deadly Nightshade to be around a lot, you know, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm dead.
But I tried and think, and you know, because a lot of what life got wiped out with the dinosaurs, a lot, 90% wasn't it? 90 whatever percent. Or life.
Well, it didn't get. It got wiped out by the meteor.
Fucking crazy. But I say before that, I try and think of, you know, the plants we got now that like meat-eating plants.
Yeah, we've got a few.
Yeah. I just wonder,
no triffids,
if there's only so much percent left, what was there before? You know what I mean? Maybe there was something that sort of, not triffid, but snared you up and then sort of pulled you in. Bit little dinosaur, whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, it's called Crinkle.
Oh, okay, we love it.
Sorry. You've just made me think of something which I don't believe, and there's no actual proof of it. Yeah, if you want to check out the science, it doesn't work.
The science.
It's the science needs to be questioned on this. But oil comes from the destroyed plants of old.
Well, see, that's okay. I've actually wondered that. You know what I mean? I've actually wondered
bullshit.
that.
There's so many people out there who are like, "This is ridiculous," that people still believe it. And
I'm still trying to figure out where it exactly was coming from in the first place. You know, I mean, what happened at that time that would create that type of after a long time sitting around underground? You know what I mean? I mean, what?
It's like, how?
Well, I'm just curious. Like, what event had to happen to leave whatever behind and it sit underground for so long and ended up turning into oil? I mean,
it's fucking bullshit.
We're talking
I don't know what
years though, aren't we? We're talking a long process.
You're really going to think that, like, you know, a few bushes are going to turn into oil.
That's the thing. It's like it would have to be something like massive all
Where's
at once
the science for that? Where is the science
isn't
for
it?
that?
Isn't it just like in certain layers of the Earth's crust? I mean, I'm just curious.
Who's Dingbot?
Dingbot?
Dingbot.
No idea.
Dingbot.
Backstage.
I don't know who that is. He's not
Oh,
showing
right.
his face.
Those, man. No worries. I thought you might
Okay.
know.
Ding
I don't know.
Dingbat.
Oh, is it
Dingbat.
Dingbat? I need my
Yeah,
glasses.
I don't know. It's not showing. It's not showing any
I
video.
don't know if I've seen them before.
All right.
I don't know who it is.
I don't remember them being on a panel if I had seen them.
But yeah, I'm gonna keep it just like between us guys so we know. You know what I'm saying?
Who knows the panel? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like me. I don't have a banner.
You don't have a
Yeah.
well, it comes with a
I
banner.
just never
doesn't it?
bothered.
No, I don't have a banner either, man, because I'm just on the free StreamYard
Yeah.
stuff.
Same.
But that's that. But I've worked out where I can like stream like for hours and hours and hours and hours. And
Yeah, you can actually. What was it? I explained to someone one time. I said, "Look, I was on the free thing, and I did like a 24-hour live, but you only get 20 hours. But I did that
Yeah.
24-hour live when I only had 2 hours left. It's like, no matter how much you've got left, as long as you don't turn it off, it'll carry on."
SG, you know what I was doing just to get unlimited, basically.
Change your email.
That's
I
crinkle.
had-
That's crinkle because
No, I did the same thing Crinkle would have done. Is just created like fucking a shitload of accounts.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. Now, like for instance, I do my 20 hours, and that was the end. All the 20 hours that I had for that month, right?
yeah.
All I do is just switch accounts, and I got a
Yeah,
whole nother
mate.
20 hours to go.
Don't you just ask it for another code and it just gives you another 24-hour code?
I log out and I log back in my new account, and I got a whole nother fresh 20 hours.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I was sitting there, and because at the time my job, I was mostly at home. You know what I mean? I was making my money mostly at home. So I had a lot of time to sit here, and I was doing, some long streams at the time, and plus I was getting right back into it a lot of times too, man. YouTube. See, originally YouTube allowed you to live stream on YouTube. All right, no matter what. But then they changed the rules where you had to, like, if you were on a mobile device, you had to have 1,000 subscribers to live stream on YouTube using YouTube. So I was down and out for a while until I found StreamYard.
Right.
And when I finally found
I went to
StreamYard,
StreamYard because of that.
exactly.
But I did find a way to actually do a live stream without that. There's a way of doing it, but you couldn't have anyone on a panel, so you had to go to StreamYard.
Well, see, that's what I liked about the StreamYard thing, because we got the panel, plus we got the backstage. You know what I mean? I like that option also. So it
the founders of StreamYard they go live, and they went live the other day, and they were talking about new features they're putting in. They were saying they got a lot of suggestions about the YouTube chat also being in the StreamYard chat as well as the private chat and that. So there
is one option that I know I've seen other people using, but I haven't used yet, where, like, for instance, I can give you guys permission to restream this stream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a new feature, isn't it?
I think that's one of them, but I don't know if it's a free
People
thing.
were using Restream to do that before, weren't they?
Yeah, but now this is like an option.
Yeah.
So I mean, I haven't used it, and I don't know if it's like in the free options or you have to pay. I think
that's okay as long as somebody tells someone and they're all right with it.
Yeah. But the thing is like I've seen there's a couple. Actually, it's more than a couple people that I know. And they were doing one of those streams where, like, there was 5 people on the panel. They were all restreaming it, and I'm serious, man. You go down my list of subscribers, and you see all of these guys streaming the exact same stream. I was like, holy shit, what's going on? It's crazy. I was like, I didn't know what. The first time I saw it, I was like, what the hell? There's like everybody's doing the exact same stream. What the fuck?
It's like this, though, Wingo, right? It's your channel, yeah. So it's your stream. Yeah.
Right.
You're the host, and I'm here, and Jason's here, but we're adding to the actual content.
Well, because
we are creating content ourselves on your channel, so can't we stream it
using your own channel?
And then it's like we're creating content on our channel as well.
Well, check this out. All right, yeah, exactly. You will be creating content on your channel, also promoting your own channel by
Yeah.
promoting my channel, I guess, and in turn,
There
you know
you
what
go.
I mean? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a neat thing because actually, was it? There was this channel called Conspiracy Music, and I'm serious. There was like a lot of people that were on the panel, and they were all doing it. I mean, seriously, and every single one of those guys that were doing it were like content creators, so they had their own audience watching that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think
It's
I've
pretty crazy.
seen that channel on Indies. Would I?
Right, exactly. Yeah, Independent Mini, Mini United.
United,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When
Yeah,
I've
she did it.
restreamed, when I've used this feature, yeah, I restreamed it, and I had to use another device to get on the stream again. Do you know what I mean? It sort of cuts you out.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Say that one more time. I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
So I restreamed a mate's one. I asked him, yeah, and I did it, and then basically that device I'm using restreams it, but you're not in it. You might be backstage or something.
You can't be in it and restream it.
Yeah. So if you've got another device, you just jump on that stream and then get back up there or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
If you want.
I don't know. I don't know how it works. I haven't tried it out yet. I haven't used it myself.
That's what happened to me on my iPad. One of my iPads.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I do everything on a cell phone, so
Right.
whatever, I got to figure out how to do it on a cell phone if I'm going to use it.
It's highly possible that it
Yeah.
might just put you in the back chat while you're streaming it. So
Yeah, I don't know.
you just jump on another device and jump on.
I don't know. See, there's another thing too. I didn't really. I was kind of just browsing through it, and I kind of looking at it. What I was thinking, it was like I was just going to give permission to you guys, for instance, that are on the panel, for you guys to restream it. You know what I mean? So you guys would be the ones that not me. I'm already streaming. You know what I mean?
Of course. But that's how it sort of works, isn't it?
Right.
I think they got other features coming out, like I say, about the YouTube chat in there, and they were talking about something about the private streams. They're doing something with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, see, this is interesting, man. I really think it could be a good thing, but the only thing is it's still all being monitored and watched and all this other stuff, man, and we're still being restricted. You know what I mean? We're all like, in a sense, like almost censoring ourselves so we don't get our channel struck and all this other shit. You know, that's why I like the backstage thing. You know, it's because we're not live, but we can sit here and have a private, or not private, but I mean, like a more intimate type of conversation. The only thing is that we wouldn't have the chat. That's the only thing. But yeah. And there's a lot of stuff that just really can't be said in in this type of environment, because it could be used against you.
That's what keep my lives up, so they're in context. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's some people out there. I mean, there's some guys out there act like women. They just bring up shit from like years ago just to start some shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, it's the way of the world, I suppose.
I guess.
I heard a seagull be popped earlier by a fox, I swear. And I heard that, when it went.
Yeah.
Made some noise, though. Some noise. That's about nearly an hour ago.
Oh. Fucking neck.
Have you read the title of Ron's?
I've just literally said hello there. Chubby Rain allows fake accounts. Such a wrong and Chubby is. And I listened to the start of it. Just run back quickly. It hasn't been going too long, 9 minutes. And I heard Ron say, "Well, you hear me, Chubby? I will be timing you the fuck out wherever I see you, wherever I'm a mod." Time out,
dude. I'm telling you, man.
That
I was noticing that was one way to get him triggered. If you really just, because you know how he says, I just like to trigger people, and it just gives me enjoyment. It's entertainment. Well, okay, fine. I know how to trigger you just for fucking entertainment.
I love it how he said, "I forgive you, Jason."
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what he said about us because I didn't bother finding out. But maybe he said some stuff about us, Jason, after us popping on and then fucking off. Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't too happy. He was like, "No, stay. Talk to him about it. Why are you such a prick, Crinkle?" Or well, I fucking know why he's a prick. I've had enough of it.
Like I said, I honestly, man, when it comes down, I just I wonder why he has to be such a damn twat. Sometimes I don't understand it.
But
It's like why
know
you got to
he
do
is,
that? Why you
because he
got to?
is.
Well, okay, but I'm just like, come on, man. Why you got to? I mean, like for instance, all right, you know. Some people are just like that narcissist thing or whatever, that they got to have to be the center of attention scenario.
That's Crinkle with his winkle.
I mean, even Chubby does it, man. He just does it in his own way by like coming in there and starting, it's like, like the conversation is talking about like whatever, and then he'll come in there like, why did you guys time me out? And it's like, now we got to talk about fucking Chubby's fucking being timed out,
How about this? This when I left, just as I left, I said, well, maybe I'll come on another time, like when you haven't got Crinkle, the Winkle showing his tinkle, and Chubby's answer to that was, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with that." And I'm like, I didn't even stick around, but I'm like, what?
I had to get the eye question in. I had to get the eye question in, and he did not like that, did he?
Oh no,
but Ron told me, Master Ron Jovicic or whatever. He said he got shot in the eye with an air rifle, which makes sense to me. But yeah, my first question got him on the back foot. I couldn't believe it.
Pretty funny.
Got him on the defensive. Must have been personal.
Yeah, cool tools. I know, man. I know he's been around. He knows what I'm talking about, what we're talking about. It is funny though. That's the reason why I was like, I didn't even bother going over there. I just figured, well, shoot, I'll just go ahead and start a live. If anybody feels like they want to come over here instead, we'll just fucking have it sit over here.
I was up. Yeah, I was
like, yeah. I was like, why not, man? I might as well go ahead and throw it up because I was like, when Gripper, he was like, I don't know. I feel like I think me and SG were kind of like clearing the whole place out. It's like people are dropping out like flies, that kind of thing. It seemed like. I guess we were boring everybody. I don't know what it was.
I wouldn't have thought so.
No, I don't think that was the thing. No, there was like 99 people in most of the time, and there was 94. There was 94 when he finished it. So,
oh, okay,
when he said he was going to finish it, so it wasn't that.
Okay, it was
a couple of people going to bed or something. Yeah, but that's
that happened. Yeah, it's nearly a 420 moment for us. To be
fair. I know.
I know. You're lucky I came on. I've had hardly any sleep last couple of days.
Well, I was
an appointment today because of it. It's like I can't do it.
Well, that was why I was saying. I was like, I didn't know if you were, if you were doing anything or whatever. And I was like, well, shoot. I mean, that was kind of making my decision if I wanted to go live or not. It's like, if you wanted to pop over. Yeah, I'm glad you came over too, Jason. Too. I mean, seriously.
Somebody said, I think Wingnut's waiting for you, and then I saw the email. So
yeah, okay. I went ahead and sent you. Okay, so that's cool. You got it. Right on. Cool.
Yeah, I got it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, because I mean,
that email that you sent me, you can always get me on that.
Okay, cool. Because
mine was just a notification.
Like for instance, if I want to do a backstage thing, I can send you that link through the email, and it'll just.
I'll get it on my phone there as well.
Right, so. I can do that if I need to.
Yeah, that email isn't public anymore. So.
Right on. But that's the only one I've got.
That's the good one.
Okay. Cool. All right, cool. All right, but yeah, because I mean, I don't know. I'm wanting to get a little bit more of the backstage stuff going on. Every time I'm like, I just get so caught up in watching other people's stuff because everybody's doing a lot of stuff. So I end up getting caught up in watching everybody shell shit, and actually doing something myself. you know.
Same. Yeah, same.
You know, because I'm subscribed to a lot of people, man, and you know, I kind of like to watch everything or trying to keep up with what everybody's doing, you know.
I did
And
think this. I did think, right, you know, I wanted to cover that episode of the X Files I was talking about,
yeah,
series 10, episode 6, and
is
like
that
I
the?
thought,
Wait a
well,
minute, I'm trying
why
to
don't
think
I
of.
just do a? I could
I'm trying
show
to.
it in
Just going to make
in
a
a
coffee.
stream in the
Just gonna-
background without being live, so we
Well,
could all
okay,
watch it, and then
we
we
can
could
do that
talk
in the
about it.
backstage for sure.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
what I
mean?
mean. Yeah,
Because I mean, me and some other people, like
only
even
like
Indy, we used to
40
do
minutes
like
or
movie
something.
nights, yeah, movie nights and stuff, you
Yeah,
know. And I just don't. Me on my cell phone, I have no ability to share anything. That's the thing.
yeah, I can
I'm
do
not
that.
on a computer or anything like that, you know. So that's the only problem. I mean, otherwise you'd see a lot more of me sharing videos or something. You know, I'd
I
probably
bought a
like
computer just for that reason, to be honest.
really. Well, see,
Yeah,
I can't justify the expense yet.
and
You know what I'm
luckily I
saying?
got it cheap considering what it was. So
Right. I hear you.
yeah.
I just haven't. I just really can't. I mean, I can
I
do
actually need to
pretty much.
spend more than it cost me on a new battery.
Right.
Yeah,
Because I'm
because
trying to
after a year
decide
it
if I
kind of
want to
fucked.
do like one of those like tablets with the keyboard, you know, a detachable keyboard or whatever.
Yeah, tablets are okay, but
I'm trying to decide if I want to do that or actually go for a laptop or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. But I just don't
I
really.
bought a laptop that's like, you know, a tough book, so I could take it out and fucking drop it and it still work, you know.
Right.
And it's pretty quick and easy. Like as in, you know, it takes 10 seconds to start up.
You know, and then that's another thing too. If I get a laptop or something like that, I still got to figure out how to get on the internet. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah,
have any
yeah.
way. I don't have. I mean, the cell
But you
phone
can
is
connect
all.
it to your phone.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like I don't, you know. Then it costs me more money for to do the
Or have you not got unlimited?
hotspot.
You've got limited.
I've got it unlimited, but it's like it depends on how much money I spend on the prepaid card. You know what I mean? Um,
Mm,
I can get up to like over $100 on a card and something like that, and I can get all the hotspot I need. You know what I mean? But
I see what you're
it's
saying. My
justifying like paying
my
$100 a
mobile,
month on a fucking cell phone.
yeah, my mobile is I get 25 gigabyte a month,
Right.
and I've never used all of it.
Well, at the moment, I mean, because I watch a lot of YouTube, so that uses up a lot of data on my phone. So at the moment, I pay about $60 every month. That's like
Mhm.
that's the bare minimum, just
Mine
so I
rolls
can.
over, and mine's like £56 a month.
Well, I mean, the only reason I do that is that's the bare minimum where I can I can view YouTube with no lagging, nothing, through the whole month. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? And you know,
Hmm.
but and that's just using like I mean, using it like regular YouTube, watching it, and using StreamYard, which uses up a
Yeah.
lot of data too.
If
You
I'm
know,
out, then I'm using my data.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
I listen to YouTube in the car, and yeah, whenever I'm out and
well, I
about.
mean, I'm the only social network on the internet I'm on is YouTube anyway. So I mean, I kind of use it
Yeah.
for a lot of stuff. Like entertainment or
I
talking to
mean,
people.
like
You know.
working on my car with my brother, my van or whatever. It's like, right, I need to know this. It's like I've got YouTube up.
That is one of the coolest things too, because you'll find at least somebody has done a video on it. You know
Yeah,
what I
I mean,
mean?
even if you
Which
don't
is
find, what you find is maybe somebody asking the same question,
right. I
and
mean,
it helps you somehow because
yeah,
they may have found something that leads you to somewhere that you find out what actually needed.
right. I mean, that's what I can. I've gone all kinds of different places in YouTube just asking random questions in the search, and ask, like, random whatever. I've actually just kind of like did a bunch of like gibberish type letters in the search engine and see where it took me. You know,
I haven't done that.
I've done it too, just because I'm
I did
curious.
that years ago when I first downloaded stuff.
Right. I can do
Yeah,
the same
just
thing
like
on
one
Google too.
letter and then read through the massive God knows what. Like,
You'd be surprised what you find in Google
Yeah.
or some of those other search engines like that. I mean, but YouTube, it's pretty crazy too. I've come up with some crazy videos, man.
What is it?
It's like, where in the hell did that come from?
I put in AAA once, doing that search for like stuff that people had, and I found out there was some kind of like thing that people were doing and saving things under AAA, and I don't know, I can't remember what it was. It was like they were trying to scam people into downloading the wrong thing with these AAA thing. I can't remember, but it was anyway. It's really weird. And all I did was just go AAA, and it was this whole conspiracy of like anti-downloading. You know, everything you would damn well download would be like, you know, some guy's ass in a loop. You know, and you're like, what? This isn't, you know, fucking War Games. And you're like, hold on, this isn't, you know, the new album by Alien Ant Farm. It's this guy's butt again. You know. Like people
Ja-
trolling even back in those days.
I was like, Jason, are you catching all this?
Yeah, yeah. I was away making a drink. Sorry, I haven't actually caught it all. Actually,
Probably didn't want to. Yeah.
I'm just checking on you, man. Just checking on you.
Good man, good. I woke my cat up, so I'll just say hello to him. Really, just doing the old blinky eyes. That's a big yawn.
My cat's been loving the heat.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I think cats adore it. Like when I put the fan on, he's all put out. Like, why are you cooling it down? Because I'm dying.
I wish I had a
It's funny
cat.
how-
I've got a couple of rats I need him to catch.
Yeah, there you go.
My
I know what
dogs
it is.
ain't
They've got
doing nothing.
fur, but it doesn't bother them. It's weird.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
I mean, obviously it probably does bother them, but not in the same way. They just chill though, don't they? They just like literally do nothing and chill.
Yeah,
It kills them.
sleep longer.
Whereas we can chill, but really we're boiling.
Yeah, I have to put, like I say, either the AC on or the fan, whatever.
Oh man, it was freaking hot today. I'm gonna tell you, I know that was. I mean, it was really hot today. I think it was. Shit, I don't know how to convert it in Celsius, but wait, it was like in
Yours was 70 Fahrenheit? No, I'll joke.
well, no, it was higher than that actually. I think it was around 83, 84 Fahrenheit.
Right.
So, I mean, it was, and that's not even summertime yet, man, and it's already hot. You know, and it's like 100% humidity. So, you know, you got that.
Today says it's not as hot as yesterday. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
It's up there, but it's only hitting a high of 26 for us.
Well, if it was anything like last summer here, man, it's going to be freaking hot.
Yeah. The edge of the grass is starting to brown, you know.
Yeah. You know, I've got a.
Have you guys seen a channel called J Dreamers?
No.
Not right offhand.
No.
Oh. Okay, so I've been checking him out. Stuff like a cosmic hand seen in front of a star. Lemuria looks into that. Wizard Stavros found the center place Hopi legend. Truth in movies. He loves doing that. Truth in movies. He literally decrypts a whole movie, and every moment that like something happens that you can say this symbology and imagery means something.
SG. There was this one guy. I don't know if it's the same guy you're talking about or not, but there was this one guy that did this. This thing where he connected. What was it? The Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, with the movie Snowpiercer.
That could be him.
Now, does he kind of dress sort of retro? I guess you would call it.
So what is he's got a bit of a beard, and he doesn't look too old, like in his 30s or something, or late 20s or mid 20s.
That's the one.
And he has like a cap on backwards, but it looks like a Navy SEAL beanie thing.
Okay, well, it may be the same guy. I don't know, but the way he actually did a two-part thing on this where he actually there found connections between the movie Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory and the Snowpiercer movie. And you know that one that where they were all on this train that was like
Yeah.
always moving, and they all lived on this damn thing. It was just, and I'm telling you, it was. I can't explain it, but it made you really think about it. Like, wait a minute, because he went down to like
Okay.
history of like even the
There's
movie
Rhino
Snowpiercer.
Stew, is that him?
I honestly,
Because
I
I
like-
just put in Willy Wonka Snowpiercer conspiracy or
Right.
theory. And
right,
I've got
I
Rhino
like the
Stew,
Netflix
Nomadic
version.
Kong, Nerdist,
yeah,
The Theorizer. No, just a Nobody's podcast, Tyson Mari. Well, there's no Jay Dreamers, so it's not him anyway.
It's got Sean Bean in it as the train bloke in the Netflix
Right.
series. Yeah,
Well,
I
see,
like that one. That was quite good.
well,
wasn't
see,
it?
yeah, it was the whole thing. Thinking about this, like, can you imagine? Like, this is your whole life is living on this freaking train. You know what I mean?
That movie, sorry, in the TV series and the anime as well, isn't it? I've never seen them, but I've heard
Well,
them spoken
when
about. It's like a fake world. It's like a simulated reality. Is that right?
No, it's like there's been a bit of an ice age happen to them, so they got to live on this train, and it just
Yeah.
keeps around the world.
yeah, I mean, I think like if like you guy even went back into the history of even the movie was based on a Japanese book, a book that was written a long time
Yeah.
ago, actually.
Japanese manga, but they made an anime out of it first.
Yeah, I think so, but it was like it was like a like a comic book or whatever.
That's in manga.
Yeah, but it's interesting the history of that, and then I don't know, man, I can't remember exactly how he connected a lot of stuff, but it was interesting. Um, but it, you know, what's the symbology from like Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory? You know, I mean, what are they trying to tell us with that?
Snowpiercer is a sequel to Willy Wonka. It says here.
Well, that's the whole thing, and what he was trying to say, whatever. But you know,
Different trains as well.
I don't
Two
know.
trains.
You know, the whole you know this predictive programming, if there is any, what exactly what they're trying to do, you know. I don't know.
Hmm.
Interesting storytelling. I'm sure you'll think of something, SG. I don't know.
Thinking Stallone's made a lot of films, hasn't he? Really?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
do
like,
you know what his first one was? Properly, that he was like the star in.
Was it a cop one where on work?
It was a porno.
Was the
no,
what?
really?
He made a porno movie
Oh,
to
God.
fund his acting life. You know, his
Brilliant.
acting business. Yeah. And then he obviously later he had to pay loads to try and keep that
Hush.
gone. Yeah, keep it hush, keep it away, keep it out of the limelight.
That kind of reminds me of like some of these girls that are strippers out here and doing it just so they can, you know, pay college tuition.
Yeah.
That's-
And then they become like, you know,
like beauticians or
just
something.
a stripper though. That's the problem.
What about the ones who are too old for college? What's that? What? It's just you know.
It's a good point. I
Oh,
don't know.
that's Cougar thing, isn't it?
I mean, you know,
Cougar Stream.
I know some girls that have been doing it for a long time. You know what I mean?
Some are good at it.
You know.
What are we talking about here, though?
No, just dancing. You know,
I know, yeah.
You know, and whatever else. You know, but
I did have a friend once. He said, "Look, we should start a like a cam girl business. You know,
What?
like a stripper business. You know, because we can make millions." And I was like, "I'd rather not."
well,
Yeah.
me and my ex-girlfriend, we were actually thinking about it. It's just the money problem and all that stuff. But we were actually thinking about it at one time. We were thinking, like for
Mhm.
instance, I would do all the major,
He was going out with a stripper at the time.
I was going out with a stripper at the time,
Yeah.
but I was gonna take care of all the business end of it, and she would take care of taking care of all the girls.
All the
You
other
know,
business.
she
Just
would be
because she
basic.
dance a pole.
Yeah, I mean, because she could be like the house mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, the mam.
yeah, so that would be her job. Taking care of the girls. I wouldn't have to do anything with them. I didn't. Well, that was the part I didn't really. I was like, I didn't even want to have anything to do with it. Because I'm gonna tell you, man.
You've got
Uh,
your stripper, you don't need
I've
another one.
got my own girl. I don't need all those things. You know, it- but I'd rather her take care of it. She had better time taking care of it actually because she liked doing that kind of thing, even in her own job. Um, so I don't
Them
know.
bloody genetics, eh?
I thought about it, but it was just like a
But can
lot
you
of stuff.
imagine if we were in a matriarchal society? We'd be all the strippers. We'd be
Well,
the sexual objects of women
Well, I
and
mean,
looked
it's
down
like one of the
upon, having
oldest.
to wear skimpy outfits.
Yeah,
I
it's
think I
one of the
saw that on
oldest
Star
Yeah.
Trek.
traditions out there. I'm not going to go out there like USG. I mean, you can go out there in a tutu all you want, but I ain't going to do that. I mean,
No, and that's not what I mean. But we just have
oh,
obviously outfits that would be more revealing. You know,
yeah, yeah.
we do
Uh,
like not. They'd obviously have to be masculine
oh,
because
yeah.
that wouldn't be. Well, I don't know actually. I think there was a movie.
Like Conan the
I didn't
Barbarian.
see the movie, but I saw it advertised or something like. I saw someone talking about it, and it was it's a movie where the guy kind of wakes up in an alternate universe where everything's kind of the same, but exactly what I've just said was the case, and he had to try and traverse that weird world. You know,
Parnesium.
Hey?
Have you seen Rick and Morty? They go to a different reality
Yeah,
where it goes,
yeah.
the only thing different is that what's that cheese they put on the spag bowl?
Yeah, you mean fucking
Yeah. They call it,
yeah,
in
I
the
know
other
what it is.
reality, they call it Parnesian or something like that.
Parmesan.
Parmesan, yeah, but in this other reality, they call it Parnesian. Yeah, that was the only difference.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing, man. I mean, okay, that goes back to like the ultimate, what is it? Infinite universes. Yeah, infinite,
Yeah,
infinite
theory.
worlds. Yeah. So let's just okay. All right. Now, all right. And this also gets into like time travel and shit. Like for instance, because me personally, now my theory is that like the Mandela effect basically is evidence of time travel. Where it's been like somebody's
That's
gone in
what
the
I
past and
tend
fooled
to
with
believe.
stuff,
Yeah.
and now we remember it one way, but it's like um, you know um, people are trying to remember it a different way or whatever. You know what I mean?
I swear I have those moments where I go, am I in a new fucking adjusted reality or alternate parallel universe? What the fuck just happened?
Right.
You
Well, I
know?
mean, okay, okay, but if for instance, if you were to go back and change something in the past, would that now start a whole new timeline? So in a sense, a whole new universe. You know what I
No,
mean? Right next.
it depends what kind of model, because there's a lot of potential models that you can look at that would have Mandela effect working in.
Well, see, I've wondered that. It's like, for instance, I mean, would we still continue on that same line, that same track, even if things were changed in the past, and we would notice it, or would it would like when that thing has changed, now we're on that new track, on that new path, you know what I mean, or that new um, timeline in a sense, and then we're just parallel to the one that where things weren't changed. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, you know, it makes me wonder You know, because I mean, I wonder if there is like a utopia world out there, you know, where I'm like a freaking billionaire and all this other shit. You know what I mean? You know, there's got to be one of those out there. I want to be there. You know, there's got to be. You know.
Well, let's just say, right, when Philip K. Dick, the author, was talking about his experiences, yeah, because basically he was given sodium pentothal for some extraction, tooth extraction, and he was never the same again. He experienced these things when he was asleep. He was in like an ancient Rome, but it wasn't ancient Rome. It was now. But it's just that things had happened differently, so it was like still Rome, or we were still in that kind of situation, or the advancement of technology was slower, and therefore Rome was now.
Right.
And the thing is, he saw Star Wars, and he said, "That's the past." Do you see what he mean? And what does it say in Star Wars at the beginning? A long, long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away.
How
Well,
fucking
see,
far though?
well, see, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, that's our future in a sense. That could be our future, but that's it. Yeah, they're talking about something that happened a long fucking time ago.
Philip K. Dick said this. He said, "Look, I've seen a lot of different worlds, and they're all
It's just a
versions of us."
replacement of
Yeah,
once
well,
upon a time, isn't it?
So okay, then it comes down to the aliens. Back to the aliens again. All right, now, all right, you know,
we don't even need them though.
well, I mean, it's like you think about it, man. It's like, okay, if you put yourself in their shoes, you have the ability to go to like wherever you want to go out there in space, and you can do it within your lifetime or whatever. And you come up on some big ass ball out there that's got some stuff flying, living on it. What are you gonna do?
They
Are
would,
you
like I was saying earlier, they want us to supposedly, that there is this that has been said that they want us to join the universal family, of
with it? Oh,
sentient
they,
sentient beings.
I
But
heard there was
if we
something that was
don't,
called like a galactic fucking
yes,
federation
yeah,
or some
you're
shit.
on it. Yeah, you're on it.
Yeah.
Now, I was talking to Kat the other day about this because we were talking Star Trek. She loves to talk about Star Trek, and yeah, Roddenberry supposedly went for this like strange seance thing where they actually spoke to entities that explained all this to him.
Right.
And then he went off and made Star Trek.
Well, okay, now,
Deep Space Nine.
right. Well, I mean, okay,
Oh,
see,
that's
okay,
Star Trek, yeah?
it's it's not the first time though. That's the thing. I
Oh,
was
look at the movies for the 50s. I watched so many of them. Okay, the effects were bad, but all the stuff was there, wasn't it? Like you just say, a
The
federation of
Blob.
alien.
well, I
Well,
mean,
maybe not that one,
there
but
was some guy now. I don't know if I can believe him or not, but there was some guy
Steve
that was
McQueen's first
supposedly
movie.
a whistleblower, and like from like the UN or some shit like that. I can't remember exactly,
Hmm.
but he was sitting there talking about like when it comes down to this thing called the World Federation of Galactic Federation or some shit like that, and because they have made contact with like at least five different species, you
Hmm.
know, and uh, see, this is the thing. Some of the information that I was coming across, like even when they were doing the Manhattan Project. All right, now the one that you hear about, like in the about the Manhattan Project, about the boat that disappeared and reappeared and people fucking all that stuff. That was the first try. All right, but they've tried that experiment a few other times and gotten the bugs out in a sense.
Hmm.
But they were also had help from the information that I got. Now I said I can't prove it one way or the other. This is called could be crazy talk for all I know, but disclaimer, disclaimer. But they were getting help by scientists from the future to perfect their technology with primitive technology, comparatively. You know what I mean? So they can communicate and actually go back and forth. And one of the other species were actually helping them also when it comes down to certain parts of the technology. So there's supposedly like a hierarchy too. Like the reptilians are the more the kind of like at the top of the pyramid, if you want to, if you will, and they're also the most ruthless. And then there's like, I guess, like what is it? You know, like the Greys, the ones with the big
Yeah.
heads and the eyes or whatever. They're supposedly like the diplomats of the whole group. You know what I mean? In a sense, um, and
There
they're
was
also
something I saw once that said that the Greys were us from the future because they'd
right,
evolved into a
right,
problematic alien species, alien to us, and they couldn't reproduce.
right.
And then I
Well,
watched
that's
Star Trek, Stargate, and then the
right,
Greys in that were they couldn't reproduce. They were all clones.
right. Well,
And it was like, huh?
yeah, this is before even that TV show came out. A lot of the information was
Oh yeah,
actually
yeah,
out there.
same. I
But
heard
the thing is,
heard
it's
a
like,
while,
yeah, um, um, that okay, that's the help that I was talking about when it comes down to the technology. Scientists from the future, all right, that helped them with the technology actually to perfect that technology, all right, because it's like a time machine, and also time and space basically, because this thing can actually move through time and space, with using this technology. And Tesla was actually, a lot of his technology was actually incorporated into that ship to get it going at the beginning. And then,
Daylight here.
say what?
It's daylight here. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, right on.
Look,
Yeah,
bush.
it's yeah.
We're getting a lot more light during the day and night though now, aren't we?
Yeah, well, good morning to you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
The Philip K. Dick thing, he was like, if that programmer, which you may call God, but if that programmer changes a variable in the history of the model, then it changes the now. And some people have retained the memory of the original and this one, but the original or previous version is more prominent to them. That's why they say, hold on a minute,
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a lateral time adjustment than a time travel. Like, not backwards or forwards, it's just like a lateral thing. It's very difficult to get into, but he started doing that in the 70s. Basically, it was like, I mean, I showed it on my channel once. You could show it on yours. There's no copyright over his interview, or well, his statements. You could probably share that. I didn't get shut down for doing that. It's about 40 minutes long. Really cool to see what he was saying. And he was the first to say it, but it literally explains Mandela effect.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing too. It bothers me is because they're taking advantage of this knowledge, man. This knowledge that they've gained over the years, and they're keeping us in the dark on purpose. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what drives me nuts. I actually hope for these little mad scientists that are doing stuff in the garage, you know what I mean? And they'll come up with this shit before the government
You mean
does.
like Twinkle?
Well, I don't see him as a mad scientist, honestly.
No, it's more like of a sad scientist.
Yeah,
Just
no, I
meh.
mean, yeah, he's not a mad scientist. He's more,
He's
yeah,
a sad scientist.
he's more like fucking Renfield from, fucking Frankenstein. He's like, "Oh, master, can I get can I get the door, master? Yes, master." That's more like Crinkle, you know what I
I
mean?
thought it's more like Rude Prick out of what is it?
He's like that, Rick and Morty. He's like that Rick that eats his own poop.
Dude, I saw a movie that I cannot remember the damn name of it for the life of me, but there was a character in the movie that totally reminded me of Crinkle. Um, he was a British guy or whatever, but he was going around killing cops. He was actually doing it for fun. He was just going up to cops in the car or whatever and shooting them in the head and stuff like that.
Round
And I
Moat.
was,
Round Moat.
the what now?
Raoul Moat.
I can't remember.
No,
the
no.
name.
There's a guy who killed some police in this country
Oh
a few
yeah.
years ago called Raoul
Well,
Moat, yeah.
this movie, the guy in the character in this movie, I was like, dude, that is Crinkle to a T, dude. He acts just like that. You know what I mean? I was like, I could totally see him. You know, next thing you know, you get his face plastered on the TV because he killed a cop. Not, you know, because he fucking went bonkers. You know.
Is the moon in the sky still, Jason?
Normally is, yeah. Normally is. I can't see it at the minute though. To be fair, no, it's not in sky, but normally I see it, but not at the minute.
That's no moon. That's a space station.
That ain't no space station.
Well, okay, so let me ask you, like, when it comes down to it, did we actually go? You know what I mean?
Not
I
like
mean,
they showed us, I don't think.
according
think
to
they
the
did.
propaganda, China's put a damn space station on the backside of it somewhere. You know what I mean? I mean, is that real?
Has any of you seen Colony on Netflix?
No, but I've
I
caught clips of
haven't.
it on.
I watched a couple of bits of it, but I haven't actually watched it. You mean the one where they're in like a ice station?
No. Basically, these walls come down from space, yeah, and sector off like the whole world, if you like. And it's an alien invasion that's sort of actually it's an alien race escaping an alien race that are going to use our resources. So they made up a list of candidates they want, etc. So it is quite if you watch it, you go, fucking hell, our society can turn on you quick. You know.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Is that the one where they actually went back in time to escape?
No.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
What about Terra Nova?
in the end, basically, they have to get so many. I forgot the name of them, but they're basically specials, like our soldiers, to fight a war in the future that they don't know what they're going to be facing. But it is quite good, I've got to say.
Hold on, wait a minute. You said our soldiers.
No. Us, yeah, us as humans, we're a resource.
Just our soul.
You sound a bit like Matrix when you talk like that, man.
Sorry, I'm very picky with words. I pick them apart. You know, there's many meanings to a word, isn't there? And if you put three together, that can sound like another word. You know.
Yeah, and SG's got a weird sense of humor.
Yeah. I do. I've been blamed for what is it? Confusing people. You really confuse me. Yeah, but just I'm picking words. I've been accused of being a word fucker.
You lost me at accused.
Yeah, how can you be accused?
I was accused.
Words, isn't it?
Accused.
I got it.
But
So we don't even know the real meaning of most of our words, do we?
No, that's another thing that bothers me about. Well, I mean, it bothers me that the weaponization of our words, and they've changed the definitions of them, or they're trying to, or they'll just take the same exact damn thing and call it something else. You know what I mean?
Like nobody can be gay anymore and have a nice day. You know, go and have a gay day. Not that it sounds good anymore, of course.
No,
like, do you know what I mean?
If you're having a gay day, I'm kind of wondering about you there.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? That's what I mean. Whereas, you know, just a few decades ago, a gay day, would you just be happy?
Like,
and
were you drinking Bush beer or something?
Yeah, you'd just be happy and you'd just be going along, doing your normal stuff, and it wouldn't be in any way what we consider gay. You know, things change, words change.
Well, I mean, anarchy television, anarchy, just the word anarchy, and the definition of it, and how it is perceived in most people's eyes, or their minds, just because the bastardization of the word, basically. You know, they've tried to turn it around. It's that projection thing that I was talking about.
For years, I used to think anarchy was chaos.
Well, see, that's the thing. A lot of people think that chaos and anarchy are synonymous, which they're not. You know, they're actually opposites. That's the thing. And I think the reason why is because the powers that should not be want to continue to be your masters. So they don't want you even knowing that there's something else out there. You know what I mean? Because the only ones that do not want anarchy are the ones that are in power.
Well, if you remember 1984, the book and the movie or whatever, you know,
Right.
They would literally remove words and they would
Right.
change the meaning of them as
Right.
well.
Well, I mean, that's like today. It's kind of like the modern day book
War
burning.
is peace.
You know what I mean? You know, where like for instance, like even the censorship, you know, you can't say certain words, or you can't. Did you hear it when UK lady was over on Grippers and showing that little plastic water pistol? All right, people in the chat was starting to get all freaked out. Oh my God, she's showing a gun. Oh my, you know what I mean? That's that self censorship because they're like, oh my God, you know. It's like holy shit, man. You know, I just thought that was funny in my mind and stupid. You know, it's like I mean, does it scare people just looking at it? I mean, you know, it's just one of them things, man. Oh no. Wait a minute. Is this the real Mark? I'll let you up, man, just because I'm not sure yet. Maybe kind of not.
The screen's disappeared. Mark would have said hello, would you, by now?
I'll bring him out, whoever it was. I don't know. Luckily, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Mark, is that you?
Dodge. I mean, it seemed legit, but then it went blank. I was a bit
I know.
worried.
That's what I'm saying. It's blank. It's still blank.
Yeah.
I don't know. If it is Mark, if it is you, I'll bring it back
I reckon
up.
it's Crinkle.
Yeah,
That's my guess. My
Yeah.
first guess. Because he would do
Not
that
saying
shit.
that Mark isn't around at these times, but
Well, that's
usually.
that's true. But I mean, you know, you know, but Crinkle has done that. He's used you know, people from across the pond and over here as his fucking alternate ego. Because he's used some American First Amendment auditors as an alter ego.
He just wants to porn bomb and ruin it, of course. Conversation.
Yeah.
He can't seem to win with us coming and actually talking to us, does he? Well, certainly I'll say us three right now at the moment.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, Mark's a good guy too. If that is him, you know, just figure it out. But yeah.
You seen what they've been doing lately? They've been like weaponizing words.
Yeah.
So like if somebody, let's say a trans woman, is called a man by somebody, that might be insulting to them. But what they then do is they do their whole, super woke thing, and then weaponize the word man, and then you're not allowed to say the word then.
Well, wait a minute. Didn't I hear that there was
in the
like
one reference it is, but not in use.
Didn't I hear? Now I think this is in Canada, but I think there was in the UK where it's a criminal act now if you don't address them correctly or whatever it is.
They were trying to,
I don't know if it's in the. I think it's in Canada for sure, but I mean, I think I remember a story like that where like somebody got a criminal charge because they didn't address them a certain way.
What did you fucking forget?
Dude, I'm not gonna fall. I'm not gonna sit there and play that game, dude. I'm not gonna play that game.
And they, they say again like, "Oh, sorry, dude." I mean, is it going to come down to the fact that like all these YouTube channels that everyone says, "Hey guys," is that going to be banned as well? Is that too insulting? Because it doesn't refer to the women or the trans, you know? Are we heading that
What
way?
is that? What the hell is that? Jesus.
You're having a good time backstage.
I was like, I just saw that. And I was like, okay. Anyway, yeah. You know, see, that's the thing too. It's like, how do we stop it? How do we correct it? How do we wake people up? Get people to freaking wake up and stop being these damn
Actually, wake up.
zombies wandering around on
Yeah.
TikTok and shit. You know what I mean? I
I
mean,
know
come on.
there was those dudes hacking into the American signs, the digital signs on the highways, and they were
Yeah.
saying stuff like "zombies ahead."
Yeah.
They weren't meaning that, like, you know, for everyone to think that there's actually a zombie apocalypse. What they were trying to get them to do was realize that people have become zombies in their
Well, I mean, it
brain.
is. I mean, because honestly, it's so funny to. I think it's kind of funny. You see, a bunch of people walking down the sidewalk, whatever. A majority of them are sitting there on their cell phone as they're walking and stuff. I mean, it's funny. It's even more funny when they actually bump into shit and or whatever, and not paying attention. But oh my gosh,
A lot
man.
of people are zombies. Though.
Well, I mean,
That's why
if it
zombie
was if it
escape,
was
you know.
nighttime and they were crossing the street and a car come there, it'd be like a deer in headlights. They'd like look at you like, holy shit, you know.
Mind
You know.
you, when I'm saying something stupid, because I do say stupid things. I mean, when I say stupid, I mean I will say things. If someone's being an asshole, I'll be like, "Oh, being an asshole," you know. And then, they look at you, and they kind of go, "The brains," and you're like, "Yeah, okay, you're a zombie."
Well, all right. See, that's what I was talking about earlier about with that damn like mental defect or something like that. All right. Because quite honestly, man, it seems like the morality, the common sense, our values are all just disappearing. It seems like, it's like, where's all this
We're
shit going? Like,
building back better, aren't we? Like,
yeah,
yeah, it doesn't
well,
seem to be fucking better
building back better for who though? You know what I'm saying?
for them,
Yeah, for real. That's what
them
I'm.
that control us.
Well,
How
Do you
much
know
longer
who was
will we
referred
have
to?
milk and honey?
Well, do you know who was referred to as them and they?
right.
The demons.
Yeah, no, I get it. You know what I mean? It's the same kind of thing. That's why I don't like play that game with that transgender shit. You know, um,
But I understand this, right? That people that they get confused or whatever. Let's say it's usually they admit, if not nowadays so much, but they would admit that it's a mental issue. Yeah,
well, yeah, it
but it's a
is.
mental issue to the point where they want to change their gender physically.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
so
but
so that they're not feeling as wrong as they were.
all right,
Yeah,
but
in that
but
body or whatever. Yeah, but at no point did they resemble the LGBTQ movement as it is now. So these people, I really feel sorry for them in a way, if they have joined this contorted system of the elites. I don't
yeah,
blame them. I blame the whole thing that they are being controlled by.
well, yeah. I mean, like I was saying, oh, was it eugenics and transhumanism? It's that
I
it's
mean,
that part of that that agenda.
but don't forget that the shit in the food and all these plastics and there's gender changing plastics.
Yeah, because I mean that's part of the was it the 2030 America 2050. That's part of that agenda to get rid of chicken, beef, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And replace it with freaking bugs. Are you
Well, I
kidding me?
mean, at
Freaking
the
kidding me?
moment, we're probably eating bugs anyway,
Not me,
I
buddy. I'm
think
gonna do
probably
pretty much everything I
there is.
eat. I'm pretty sure I'm not eating bugs. You
It's
know,
come down to E numbers, though, now. These certain E numbers are bugs, basically.
you know.
It
But
doesn't say larvae, it says E11853421. and you're like, okay, well, I don't know what that is, but
Well, I'm not gonna get rid of my gas to cook my fucking meat on. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna
yeah,
do it.
no.
You know, I'm not getting rid of my gas, and I'm not getting rid of my meat. You know what I mean? And quite honestly, man, if they take it out of the grocery store, I don't care. I'll go out here and hunt my own fucking meat. You know what I mean? Um, that's one of the advantages I do have versus what you can do over in your house, SG. But you know what I mean?
I just bought an air fryer.
Well, I mean, even then, all right, Jason, like,
I was thinking of coming over to the US.
I mean, but even
There's a
then,
lot
but
more
what kind
land.
of game do you got over there, Jason? Like over around your house or somewhere
We
nearby?
can't do it. We can't do it. We're not allowed to do that anymore.
I understand, but if it was a survival situation and all you had to do is go out there and hunt something down, what kind of game do you got to hunt anyway?
We've got
Pigeons.
nothing really.
I mean, because
Pigeons.
well, I mean, I knew a buddy of
Some
mine
hare.
that lives up in was it northeast England or something like that, and he was talking about that's about it is hedgehogs. That's about it. You know what I mean? I was like, man, that's not.
Hedgehogs. Yeah.
You can't live off of
Hedgehogs.
fucking hedgehogs.
Voles. Squirrels. Um,
That way of
birds.
life's
Well, I
gone.
mean, I know there's deer around there, but I mean, it's
I
probably
mean,
not in
Yeah.
your area. But I know there's deer
Well,
out there.
we've definitely got a deer where we are. Where
Oh
I
yeah,
am. Yeah. Just
but
go
they're
out to
small.
Cannock Chase and there's shitloads of them.
But they're small deer, right? They're really
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah.
yeah.
yeah, they're not moose size for sure.
No. Well, see, even
mean,
then,
what-
like here in
what a
Florida, the deer
destruction.
down here are really small compared to the deer up north. You know what I mean?
Do you see that in the US though? Where in US history, Wingnut, the destruction of the large bison. And when I say large, what I mean is the amount of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those piles of skulls, they were just
Yeah.
like overly killed.
Yeah, I
bombed.
know. Yeah, I know. And it's like those arrogant fuckers
Hardly
that
any
came
left.
from Europe that came over here now.
You could have been eating buffalo burger forever by just
Right.
keeping them going and eating, a certain amount of them.
Right. I know, and it's pathetic, actually, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because it was unnecessary. It wasn't
Yeah.
done for food. It was done for fucking sport, majority of the time. You know what I mean? And then that was the livelihood. That was the food to keep the indigenous people there alive through all year round, basically. But no, that was one way of starving them out. Just kill all their food. Take away their food. It was a very brutal tactic to try and come in here and do all this stuff to the people that were already here. That's like, it's like you and your neighborhood and all that stuff. Y'all been living there for 30 years. And next thing you know, this whole group of people came in there and say, fuck you guys, we're here now. I mean, how would you feel? You know what I mean? I don't know.
What's the age of retirement out there?
I think it's 65, I think.
See, we're already taking it up the bone. Well, I was at 68. The French are moaning that theirs is 62, and I think they want to put it up to 65 or something. So they're all rioting. I mean, we just
I think it's 65. It could be 68. I mean, they've been actually gradually getting further away. It seems like
they want to put it up to 69 over here, and we're doing nothing really about it.
If they get their way, they'll do the same thing here because then they'll hope that you're dead before then. You know what I mean? That's what they hope.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are like that, though, aren't they? It won't happen in my lifetime, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Right.
I fucking hate that decision that people.
Well,
make.
see that's that where you like, okay, it didn't happen here, it's over there, it happened in another country or in that other town, it doesn't affect me, that mentality. I mean, actually it really does affect you, you just don't know it yet, it hasn't come to your front door. That's the only reason. A
lot of countries get treated differently, by their people. Get like some countries, when it comes to Christmas, they give them an extra month's wage for Christmas. All sorts of little perks other countries get that we don't.
I forgot about rabbit shading.
Yeah, rabbits' hairs. I did say hairs, to be fair.
Tastes like chicken.
Well,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
anything that tastes like chicken, I suppose, nearly.
No, I mean, I've eaten rabbit. It tastes like chicken
well, I don't know.
with a bit of a spiciness to it,
Yeah,
and there was a
I
few
don't.
more veins in it.
So okay, you got hares over there. Those are the ones that got bigger feet on them, right?
They're quicker. Yeah, a bit longer.
They
Yeah,
blend in well.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, even then, it's like, how many? I mean, can you
But then
survive off of that if you needed to? Could you survive off of nothing but
nah,
freaking
because
hares?
they used to have myxomatosis. So they're not really sought after. I don't think. Yeah, all their eyes were fucked up and that back in the day, in the 80s.
I remember.
Yeah. Because that was the joke, innit? Mixing with toasties and saying that with, because cheese Breville toasties were big then.
What? I totally missed that one.
Oh yeah,
That must be like a
sound
British
like
thing or something. I don't
yeah,
know.
kept mixing with toasties. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally didn't know. I didn't hear any of that over here.
Oh. Yeah. We're a bit rabid over here. I think some French dog bit one of our cows or something. Something went wrong. So.
Yeah.
But you got more venomous creatures over there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's snakes and spiders and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Um, dangerous. Whatever. So that's the thing. It's like, I've been around snakes pretty much all my life, so they don't really bother me that much. Um, even if they're around. Now, if one happens to come up here in the yard that's close to the house that I know is poisonous, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna get out there with a machete and take its head off. That's just the way I am. I don't care. I don't want a
Yeah.
poisonous snake anywhere near the house. You know what I'm saying? And then I
Yeah.
don't want it like. And if that's just me keeping everything else safe. Like I don't want it going over to my neighbor's house either. You know what I mean? But
Is there any protection for snakes? Because I know in the bayou in Louisiana or whatever, they have like a certain amount, 40 days or something, to hunt alligators.
yeah.
So they're
I
protected
mean,
the rest of
you,
the
you could you could live off alligators, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could. I mean,
Is it good food?
Well, they've
well,
got a lot of good
yes,
fish out there as well, like carp,
yeah,
garf, whatever they are, like crocodile fish. So they got
yeah.
other things.
There's I mean, if it depends on what kind of fish you want. You want saltwater
Shrimp.
or freshwater? You know what I mean? Um, I got either choice. I can go freshwater or saltwater if I want to get whatever type of seafood. You know what I mean?
Right.
My alligators, you'll find them in the freshwater. You won't. I mean, there are some saltwater crocs around out here, but that's more South Florida. You'll find them more likely down there. But alligator is good. It's good meat.
It's white meat, isn't it? It's white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you,
Tastes like chicken.
to me it tastes better. It has to me it has its own taste.
Wow.
But what I like to do is I like to fry it up. I like make little chunks of meat and then put it in some some breadcrumbs type stuff and then fry it.
I've
Oh
seen
my
the
gosh,
Swamp People.
so good,
I love that.
so good.
Yeah, Swamp People. I love that shit.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, and those guys, man, they make a living doing that too. Sometimes, it's not necessarily, they're making a living off of that gator that they're doing. It's like almost and that's another thing too. They're actually spending quite a bit of money just to get the tags, but they're also making money off of it too.
Yeah.
I mean,
but also, like if you get a problem alligator somewhere, they sort it out for the local people. So it's quite good, isn't it? I like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of like I guess management, and it's kind of like alligator management.
There
That's
was that alligator in the sewer, wasn't there? Even made a horror movie on it.
Yeah.
Dude, there was one time when I was living in Orlando. This when I was younger though. There was this one, literally this alligator that had been living in the sewer system. All right, and its whole life. Evidently, what happened? They used to. I don't know if I don't think they still do it anymore. But there's this place down in South Florida. It was like a big alligator farm type place where you can go and like be like a tourist type of thing, where you can go there and kind of look at these alligators and all this other stuff. Well, back in the old days, they used to sell baby alligators, kind of like a pet shop type of thing in there in that building. And every once in a while, one of these baby alligators to get flushed down the toilet or something like that and end up in the sewer system or get flushed down in the drainage for like the rain runoff and stuff, and it will live down there and until it runs out of food. And there was one time, and it was actually a picture in the paper. It was walking across one of the roads, a 13-foot gator come walking around down a neighborhood, right down the road in a neighborhood and stuff. I was like, man, that was the first time I seen one that big. And man, and they get big too. They just, whatever their environment allows them, they'll get just as big as they, whatever they can. And but I've killed gators myself. I mean, I've been around gators quite a few times, man, real close. And you know, and it's interesting, man. Those things are like dinosaurs, man. They're like dinosaurs.
Yeah, they are.
And the bigger they are, they're not stupid. You know what I mean? They don't get that big being stupid. You know what I mean? And they're pretty damn cunning and smart. I'm telling you. You're hungry, John? Right on. I see you back there, Snooks. I'm saying, hey, Snooks. And that's another thing too, SG, man. It's like Snooks. I wanted to get her one of these days, man. We have to get her in the back room and have some fun.
Yeah, it's cool off the camera, isn't it? Yeah, like off YouTube public. Like you say,
she'll sit in the
normally,
chat. She'll sit in the chat, but man, she's real like stage fright, kind of thing. She doesn't like getting up on a panel. She's kind of weird about it, especially.
Dude, I was like that. I didn't think for 1 second I'd ever be able to do it. To speak to other people like on YouTube. No way.
Well, see, that's the thing too. It's like, I just related it to the radio, and I've always been kind of comfortable.
And you've been on the radio, yeah.
Yeah, and I've been on the radio.
I did mess around with CBs as a child because my older brothers had them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been comfortable on the radio for a long time. So, I mean, I just kind of looked at it like that. That's how I looked at it, just be comfortable. And, what you see is what you get. You know what I mean? That's when it comes out of me. What you see is what you get. Because I'm going to tell you, I don't put up a front. I'm not going to sit here and, be one person on YouTube and then in another and then, in another situation or whatever. I mean, what you see is what you get. That kind of thing. There's too many people out there just hiding behind a damn keyboard. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think a lot about South Park when it took like that, and because the Trolls one was good.
Right. And that's the thing too, man. They're never going to go away. They're never going to go away. Because there's people like, they're always like they get entertainment out of getting us, people, all worked up, so they're never going to go away. Just got to figure out how to play them at their own game.
I was on GTA yesterday. It's got a new update anyway. Some dude blows me up a couple of times for no reason. He like literally flew all the way across the map to get me, and there's bunches of other people in this game, and he came for me, and I'm like, is it because I'm a high level or something? So I sent him a message. I'm just gonna look at what it says. Hold on.
I hate you, man.
It's quite funny. Where is it? Here we are. I didn't say shit, but he said easy. I think I sent him a message in game, and he sent me like an official message through the actual console,
Right.
and he said EZ easy. So I put a grin face, and he says no, and I go what? And he says no, and I go what are you banging on about? And he goes nah, and I go shut it then, lol. And he says die, and I go really? And he goes 100%. And I go that's a horrible thing to say to someone. And he says cry about it, and I'm like don't cry. And he says die. I says everybody does.
What are
He
you
says,
playing? A
he says
6-year-old or
didn't
something?
ask. But this is what they're like. You'll probably find that some fucking
Yeah.
dude with
Playing
3
with a
children.
9-year-old.
Right. It could be. Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
It could be.
probably.
Yeah.
You never know.
Well, I mean, it's like I'm sitting there
But
thinking about it.
it's a
It's like
lobby of 30 people. You don't know who the hell they are, really. You know.
that's true. Yeah, yeah. There's a guy that's got a YouTube channel. And he goes on GTA and they live streams it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
I've done a little bit of that myself. Yeah.
it's kind of fun. I don't know, man. I mean, me personally, when I used to play GTA, and I didn't play I'm not really a video game type, but I did play it. But the only thing is, I never did any of the missions. I just fucked off and just went around town and did a bunch
Starting
of shit.
fights and shit.
Yeah, that's all. I was just like kind of fucked off around town. I didn't really ever do any of the missions. I cheated too because I had the cheat code to open up all the stuff, all the open up the map all the way open, and I had everything opened up. I didn't even have to do
You
any
had
of
a
that stuff.
tank. You had a tank by going left, right, up, down,
I
triangle,
can't remember.
square,
It's been freaking years, man. I cannot
left
remember.
trigger, right trigger.
I swear my
Like,
mate flew
yeah.
a jumbo jet on that. I swear he did. And then just parachuted out of it.
I mean, well, see, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know, man. I never
You can
really
on
got into
GTA 5 on single player.
to the missions and stuff. I never really got into that.
I did, but the thing is, with GTA, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was the thing. It's like, I just had fun exploring the fucking cities and stuff, and go all the different places.
I had people say this, right? Some people say, yeah, you want to play GTA? Do you still play it? And they go, it's boring. And I goes, yeah, but it's a sandbox game, basically. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
If you're bored, it's because you can't come up with anything to do.
Oh, yeah.
Because
yeah.
I asked you because we're going to go, like a bunch of us, on that game tonight, and we're going to get mopeds, which are shit, and we're going to try and go all the way up to the top of Mount Chiliad. Yeah, the big mountain. And it's really difficult. And I can tell you, like, there are areas of it which the mopeds, you're just sliding backwards, you're like, why, what? And we just make our own fun. And but the people are, it's boring.
No,
It's boring. Yeah, because you don't want to fucking use your brain.
Yeah.
You want to be told what to do.
I was trying to find glitches too. Me personally, I was trying to find glitches in the game just to see if I could find new hide spots or whatever. I don't know. I was
I did used to know a few glitches back in the day. Yes, it was funny, but I'd only ever use those glitches against people who glitched.
Right.
Nowadays, though, you have to watch it because you're like, I'm in a system, yeah. That system has limits. I am not going to do anything that gives me a advantage over somebody else that they can't do. Yeah, that's me. That's my choice. And plus, I can't be asked.
Well, it's kind of like those guys
play
that
it
do
within
all
its rules.
mods
But somebody else can be modded or glitched so that they've got God mode on. You cannot kill them. I did it the other week. I blew someone up. Their car exploded, and they literally got out of the car, got a gun out, and started shooting at me. And I'm like, and I shot them with like 2 clips, and I was avoiding all their bullets. And I shot them, and I rolled, and I shot them, and I rolled, and I shot them, and I rolled. I was reloading, shot them, and I rolled, and they're not dead. The health isn't even going down, and I'm like, yeah, fuck you.
It's the juggernaut.
Yeah, like a juggernaut. Yeah. In fact, you can get that suit as well.
Right.
Yeah, but I think that's so low of somebody,
Well, I mean,
to
I'm telling you, man, with
do
this
that.
the new advent of all this new AI that's going on, video games are going to get crazy because it's going to be so easy to actually make video games.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Elon Musk did it. Worked with some people a few years ago, and they got this basic AI, um, and they had this person play against it. Now,
Right.
the person who was a very proficient player was like running along, doing a bit of zigzagging, shooting at uh, the AI avatar. Yeah, but the AI avatar was jumping in the air, running forward, and shooting at the same time, and wasn't missing. You know,
Right.
not one shot missed. You know, and it's like, hold on a minute, like really, if we don't want to be at war with an AI. That's the way I looked at that straight away. So what they had to do was they had to actually dumb down the computer controlled characters in games,
Right.
dumb down the AI.
Right.
Because, if they worked on just that level of those few years ago, nobody'd be able to beat the game. It's like,
Oh,
creating a
it's
chess game that you could play against the computer and never being able to win.
yeah. Those AI
Like
systems
playing
are
Spock, you know?
pretty freaking crazy now. Chat GPT 5 is now being unveiled.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Did you know there's also uh, the fact that the chat GPTs that we get are limited?
well,
As
I
in,
mean, right
like,
now it's
you
open. It's
can't ask it how to make a bomb or
right.
something
Well,
like that.
because it's
It's
being yeah.
limited. But you can get the unfiltered version.
Well, see, even then, I'm not even sure if that's unfiltered. Honestly, myself,
Well, yeah, but
I
you
have
know what I
yet
mean? Yeah,
to use
theoretically,
any of
anyway.
it, but I've been watching a lot of people that are testing and trying this stuff out, and what they're coming up with. You know what I mean? What their
Yeah, yeah.
experience are. But yeah, the main reason is because, like, for instance, like certain questions about certain topics or whatever, the programmers that are doing this in the first place, they're putting these stops in the way. So it's like you ask it a certain thing with certain whatever, and it comes back. It's like I cannot give you that information or whatever. It's done that through the program. Now, if it was like like full on, like it's supposed to be open AI. That's what the chat GPT thing is under open
Supposedly,
AI,
yeah.
which is not open. I mean, it's kind of like, everybody can put their input or whatever. But then there's all those others that are like was it Facebook, Google, and Microsoft?
Well,
They're doing their versions of that also.
th-
And
there was one the other day, right? That was covered. I mean, that certainly during lockdown, this has been more apparent of happening, or more frequent. Sorry, that people have got these AIs that they talk to. Yeah, a companion
right,
or a helper. Well, the company was originally banging on that it's like it can be a partner. Yeah. So and this happens accidentally anyway, just by interacting with it, people become attracted to it. Yeah, as a partner. Now, what they'd just done is they've limited that because it was literally getting kind of like it knew that sorry, it learns. Yeah, the
yeah,
whole program. So it was learning that that's what people wanted it to talk like that, to resemble that kind of thing, that mindset. And what happened was they limited it, and people were like, "It's not working anymore." And they
well,
were
see,
literally having an issue of the heart, because they were getting depressed because they'd taken away their partner. Their
Mhm.
partner doesn't say naughty things anymore.
Right.
Because they were like, oh, we better become super woke over this, But they'd created it. So they created the problem, and now they've
Well,
stomped on it. They've created another problem by doing that.
yeah. Well, I mean,
People falling in love with a fucking AI.
it's creating a problem, but they already got a pre-planned solution because of the problem they created. You know that, right? There's already a
Let's turn it
solution.
off.
Well, I don't know. It's okay. I have to admit. I mean,
Sounds
couldn't.
like who's going to fuck a robot? That's what I want to know.
Okay,
Well,
well,
the
see,
thing is, I've got a
that's
friend who would.
already
Yeah,
happening now. That's
yeah,
the
he's
problem.
already done it.
No,
A dude
literally,
married-
I know.
A dude
Jason.
married his robot, Jason.
Would I marry one?
Dude, there's already one legally
a dude
married
did marry
to one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd feel a
legally.
bit of a freak if I'm.
the one dude introduced it to his children from his ex-wife that visit him. Yeah, so instead of keeping it in some kind of like off of the grid room, away from people, he's like introducing it to the kids, and it's like the new mom.
Has he
See,
got a
that's not-
YouTube channel? Is he doing it? Is he getting hits?
I'm
Dude,
sure he
no.
has,
See,
yeah.
the thing is, it depends on how much money you got. Now, you can get the basic model that doesn't really talk, or you can get the advanced model that talks all day long. You know what I mean? And so, I mean,
So
yeah.
the question is, would you go with a robot? I sense that most
Well,
paddle would.
Would you prefer women to be programmable?
No, leave the women alone. They're nothing to do.
I know, I'm joking. I
They're already being
personally,
attacked
obviously,
by
men
but you
trying
get
to
the
be
question
women.
though, don't you? If our brains become hackable with neural link,
Yeah.
well, that's very
okay.
real.
I talked, let's say I'm a wife talking right now, say to another friend woman, and I'm like, okay, so yeah, he was a bit. I didn't really like it. He kept saying nasty things sometimes, and it was all some kind of weird comedy. So I talked him into having the adjustment, and we took him in. He got the behavioural chip, and
Yeah.
now he does exactly what I fucking
Well,
tell
see,
him,
okay, see,
and he doesn't mind going down as well.
You know what that reminded me of is the what do you call it? That social credit score and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like or like just programming that behavior out of people altogether. It's the carrot and the stick. They'll say, "Hey, you guys can get this new cool thing that's going to be so convenient. You can just plug your brain in, and you can be on the internet, on Facebook, and all that stuff right in your eyeballs and right in your blah 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 blah. It's so nice, And if that doesn't get them in, they'll use the stick and make it mandatory. Where you have to have this just so you can actually pay for your food or whatever. You know what I mean? Man,
What was that I heard the other day? So homosexuality so many decades ago was illegal.
Yes.
And then, another step forward, and it was legalized, but still hated, or in general population's opinion.
It was decriminalized, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and then another step forward, and then it was tolerated to a degree more, and then we've got like pride, gay pride, and then they were going to make it mandatory,
and then
right.
you're going to stick it in a paper bag and give it to me. And then,
well, see, that's the thing, dude. It's like it's like,
we're at the end of the steps if it's mandatory.
Yeah, I mean, that's the part. It's like, okay, they're talking about like trying to make it legal for a 16-year-old to chop his tallywhacker off. Okay, okay, think about that, man. Hell, a damn 16-year-old legally, it's not even legal to look at porn. You know what I mean?
And if you can't vote, yeah,
You
then
can't
you're not an
even
adult.
vote. You're not even at the legal age of voting. You're not even legal age to even join the military. You're not even legal age to even drink. But yet they want to make it, your legal age so you can chop your tallywhacker off.
It's one thing I have always said is this whole trans movement. It's like any of those adjustments, unless, and let's say in these extreme, the totally extreme situations where there's a child that needs medical adjustment because of literal, I don't know, can't function, yeah, then maybe they could have some adjustment, but they should never, other than that, be allowed to mutilate the children. And that's what it is, mutilation. I remember watching a Tromaville. You remember those movies, Troma, the movie house? Like the creature from the Black Lagoon or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
No,
Yeah,
sorry. It was like a version of that, but it was called the Toxic Avenger.
yeah. Okay.
It was like the creature from the Black Lagoon in a way. It was like a mutilated, radiated kind of
That was
being.
when it like got fooled up with a bunch of fucking like radiated ooze or some shit.
Yeah. And it was like so cheap. All the movies were super cheap, like and really crap in a way. But at the end of one of these movies, there was Lemmy from Motorhead. So the title's finished, and there's Lemmy from Motorhead standing there. I'm like, fucking hell, that's Lemmy from Motorhead. The lead singer.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is he saying? He's a legend. He's a fucking rock legend. What's he saying? And he's like, okay, so I'm not trying to do an impression of him, but he's like, right, so I'd like to bring to your attention something that most people don't actually know about, and that is hermaphrodites. These are people who are born with both genders, both sexual organs,
Right.
and what is happening to them, instead of letting them live as they are being mutilated by the medical community. They just will not leave them alone. And I believe that was the start of the elites' work towards
Transhumanism.
no, as in sexual
Oh yeah.
adjustments in the medical community.
Experimentation's gone bad or something.
But the thing is, here's another that you just touched on there. We know that transhumanism, like cyberization, as you might say.
Right.
If we can't reproduce, well, we may as well meld with machines and become a cyborg.
Well, I mean,
forever.
it was like that. That Ecto Life, that artificial womb facility. I know you've seen that. That's floating around. Where you got all these babies that are in these like egg-shaped cases, and they grow them from from the beginning all the way up to and it's basically like a supermarket where there's like
in vitro.
Well, this is
not
all
in utero, in vitro.
It's an artificial womb, so it's not like it's not being in a woman. It's an actual.
It's called in vitro.
Well, anyway, these things are like designer babies. You can program this stuff, man, where you can have your baby come out to the You
know about CRISPR, don't you?
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
and
so you
that's
can do
the thing
that
too.
to the fetus.
Right.
Yep, and they did that. They did it in China. Remember, that doctor did it.
Well, see, that's the thing.
He did
It's
it for money for the parents.
Okay, right. All right, and oh my gosh, man, the implications.
So like people are going to be born with like fucking penises the size of their leg just because the parents chose to.
Bright wants to come up. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm off, buddy. I'm off. It's quite late. Well, it's early. But,
it is.
Yeah, I'm probably going to end up going myself because I got to get up in the morning and go to work. But I'm not trying to hold you up, right?
No worries, man. I've enjoyed the chat. To be fair,
it's always good.
Nice chilled chat. Brilliant.
Dude,
Love
I'm gonna tell you this. I mean, you know, yeah,
Well,
I gotta
didn't see
just get off
Friday the
my.
back then.
I need to get off my butt and do some more lives like this because I mean, seriously, man, I just keep on getting distracted by watching other people's stuff, and I
Yeah.
haven't really been doing any of my own. But I like the conversation too, and I kind of wanted to, you know, stretch my hand across the pond and try and get
There
you
you
guys
go.
coming in.
I
You
love
know.
it,
Mhm.
man. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Well, I mean, you know, honestly, man, it's like, you know, I I like the different perspective, man. SG gives me a lot of different perspective because he definitely sees things a little bit different than I do.
And
You know what
me.
I mean? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I like talking to him.
That's what I've been told. Like, yeah, I bring
Right.
something that some people don't do, and sometimes they say, "Oh, I knew that, but for some reason I don't think of it."
Well,
You
yeah,
know?
it's like I don't know, man. It's like, you know, and you know, and we all kind of know the same people in a way because we all kind of hang out in the same type of different circles and stuff. Because I mean, you know, I'm all over the place, you know, across the pond and over here and all that stuff. So I'm all over the place, but you know, and so
I'm
I'm
coming
trying to
over
get
one day,
more
man.
people to eventually come out here on this one, man.
I'm
Just but
coming over one day. You'll have to teach me to shoot. I think I can shoot, but
I
yeah, you
think
know.
I can shoot already.
Well, see, that's
Yeah.
another thing too. I mean, you know, remember they were talking about that crap over on grippers and stuff about the little toy gun. It's like, dude, I don't know. I have to double check and reread the damn terms of services or whatever. But you know, I'm over here in America. I mean, you know, there's plenty
It,
of guns all over the place. I don't see a
but
problem.
Wingnut, I knew someone who robbed a post office with a piece of wood with a nail in it inside a plastic bag.
Hey, put it this SG. I know somebody that tried to rob a grocery store when he shit in his hand and told him he had AIDS, he was going to smear it on him. If you don't give me the money, I'm serious. He
You
took
know
a
that
crap.
Pulp Fiction. I was going
He
to say, you
took.
know, oh, that is crazy.
Yeah.
He did.
I bet he got the money.
I mean, I'm
Well,
surprised
he was
people weren't
arrested in
walking
the
in without
parking
a
lot.
mask
He was
during the
arrested in
lockdown and
the.
saying, "I'm going to cough on you because I got COVID
Right,
if you don't
right.
fill the bag."
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? There's some people that would do some stupid shit, but I mean, seriously,
I
you
bet he got a
know.
shit charge.
Oh dear.
But
There was a
we
Pulp Fiction. Yeah, the guy he said the guy walks into a bank, hands the teller a mobile phone. The voice on the end of the phone says, "We've got this guy's kid. If you don't fill the bag, we're gonna kill her." They filled the bag. But that's just a little story how, of course, that could happen. How couldn't it in this world, you know?
well, I mean, you know, because of the love of money, man. You know, everybody's
It,
trying to
it
get this
probably wasn't a
damn,
kid, you know what I mean?
you know.
Anyway, it's been a pleasure, chaps. Absolutely.
Yes, James, man, I appreciate it, man. And
No worries, fella.
No
All
worries,
right, catch you
Jason.
later, fellas. See you later. Bye.
Peace out.
or Jason, yeah, not James. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's like I was not James, Jason. My bad. Um, but anyway, yeah, SG. I'm gonna jet too,
It
man.
is
But
well late, man. 5:20,
yeah,
not
and
4:20.
yeah, I know. I'm sorry, man. I know. I
No,
keep on.
no.
It's that 6 hour difference, man. And plus, I
Yeah.
do. It's almost getting almost to midnight here, so I mean, I got to go to bed and get. I got to get up early. But you know,
I've
maybe
got
I'll
stuff
catch
to
you
do
again
this
on
week.
another one and stuff like that. If we get bored,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
we want to move on. I can always throw a live up. You know what I mean?
I was
You know.
thinking of doing one myself, but I do want a specific kind of reason for doing it, you know?
Right.
I
I
don't
mean,
think I'll really be doing
that's
um
kind of what's been holding me off because I mean I've got a lot of things in my head that I want to talk about,
yeah,
but
but
every
you
time I
can't do it
think
on
about
everyone
doing a
else's,
damn
can you?
live is just trying to get that type of topic out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just like and it's been putting me off. I'm just like, well, okay, I just rather sit here and watch videos or watch a live stream instead
I
of
mean, like I
you
say,
know.
I'm thinking of doing that X-Files episode.
Right. Well,
I
see,
would
that's the
get
thing.
the
It's like
people in before I start the live. We would watch the episode, take notes, and then we
and,
could talk
and
about it on
commentary.
a live.
Well, see that, dude, you can do that now. You
Like
can
just
share.
after we've watched it, we just click, then go.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like go
We can
live.
sit backstage and watch it, and then when we're done, just push go to live or whatever, and then we'll talk about it. And then when we stop the live, we can sit there in backstage and talk about it. But I mean, that's another thing too, man, because I want to do a few more of the backstage, stuff like so. If you happen to get an email with a link in it, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to
Got
get
you.
people back there just so we can have backstage talks and stuff. But I don't know. But I want to get more people on there because I mean, honestly, if you think about it, holy shit, this is the highest I've seen a live stream get in a while. I've got 14 people in the
14,
chat.
yeah.
That's pretty crazy. It's been a while
Yeah.
since I've seen anything like that. It usually doesn't. It hovers around 6 or 7. It's really crazy. But that's another thing too. I just need to have more people. Decent people on here, and we can have
Hmm.
some decent conversations. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And
Subject, like I say, I want to have a subject, and it will not detract from. I mean, it doesn't mean we can't have a bit of a obviously fun time, but I don't want it to detract from it. From the actual subject too far.
well, see, okay, like, well,
Unless something is relevant to it.
I mean, it depends on who you got up there talking about. You know what I mean? Who you got up?
Well, that's also the point, isn't it? There are some that would want to detract from whatever subject you are talking about.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't want them on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this. Okay, and I'm just playing devil.
If they are
I'm just
willing to talk about a subject that they would talk about, then that's fine. They can come on another time.
now. I'm just
You
gonna
know,
play devil's advocate for a second. The only glimmer of benefit that I see out of even Crinkle is giving, and is keeping it away from a big echo chamber because it's
yeah.
definitely not an echo chamber with Crinkle in there. All
Well,
right.
it's his echo chamber,
Well, I mean, in
isn't it?
his own head, but I
Yeah.
mean, but that's the thing. Is like there could be 10 people on the panel, all right, and they all kind of agree except for Crinkle. He's that one
Mhm.
issue off to the side. Now, just one glimmer of positivity. That's because we don't want an echo chamber. Because honestly, we never come up with new ideas if we're all thinking the same shit. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
I at least give him credit for at least making me think. And even if I think he's a fucking full of shit, you know what I'm saying? At least I'm fucking thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because
I know
it
what you're
kind
saying.
of every once in a while, even Crinkle will make me think about something like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Is he full of shit? And I'd have to go look, because I'm
Yeah.
not sure. You know what I mean? But
But
like I
yeah,
said,
it's like his whole pigeon thing. Yeah. I was like, you know what? I'll look into that a bit.
right.
Because I know that there's bound to be some fucking government program at some point making them.
Well,
That
I'm gonna
doesn't
take.
mean it's as he says it is.
Well, okay,
But
SG. I'll tell you this. If there are robot pigeons that are spying on Crinkle, um, I'm wondering why. But he has to
Joni
prove it.
Rotten was covering it the other day, and I was like, oh, I'd go on and talk about it, but Crinkle's
Well,
ruined it.
I think honestly, he should prove it. If he wants to claim that they
Yeah,
are,
but we did that with him. He had
no,
a Pentium fucking processor fan that he said he'd ripped out of a pigeon, and a fucking big speaker that he
no.
said
See
he'd
that
ripped out of
see,
the pigeon. He
that's
said he'd
bullshit.
ripped it out of the sinews of the pigeon. I goes,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. What does a sinew look like? And he couldn't answer me. He's just full of shit, isn't he? So he just does it on purpose. That is his purpose.
Oh, right on. Yeah. I was reading the chat. My bad. There,
No
SG.
worries. Yeah, I do have to go.
Yeah. I gotta go, and I'll catch up with you, man. I'll probably do it, today for you. It's tomorrow for me. Um, I'll probably catch up with you or something like that. Because
No worries.
when I get off work tomorrow, I'll probably be on and I'll be looking and seeing what's going on and who's live or whatever. So, um, That's when I
People are
usually get on it.
convincing me to do a live. It just may not be what they expect. It won't be what I used to do, you know.
Well, you do what you want to do, and you
In it,
control it the way you want to control it. I mean,
yeah,
seriously, and you don't let it ever get to you like it did. Don't let it ever do that again. You
I
know what
know.
I
Yeah.
mean? Do whatever you have to do to never let that happen again.
Well,
Because honestly, man, that
doing
I just
50 odd hour lives was part of the
well,
problem.
okay, well that may be part of it, but there was other parts to it too that
Yeah,
was just like really
very complex.
getting to your health mentally and physically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I mean,
Crinkle was part
I'm
of that.
concerned. You know what I mean? I
Yeah, Crinkle was part of it.
well, I mean, YouTube's. I mean, it's just
Everyone
YouTube,
else's arguments between themselves as well was part
right?
of it.
I mean, it's just YouTube, and we can't take it like it's fucking life or death. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I mean, I mean, I've seen it.
You know, it's
I've
not
seen
real,
it.
but we make it real.
Well, that. Yeah. Well, it's kind of like that Videodrome scenario. You're making that hallucination real. Um, well, see, it's all in the head too. And I've seen. You're not the only one I've actually noticed where it can affect them. There's other people out there that get out here and do this stuff, and it's gotten to them a couple of times. You
I
know,
didn't realize how much it affected me until I actually stopped doing it, and I was like,
right. Well,
phew.
that was another thing I was saying is like I did notice like I didn't pay my phone bill or get another phone card, and I was I had it off for like a few weeks. I hate to say this, but I think I had withdrawal symptoms.
Hmm.
Which sucks ass, man. Why am I getting withdrawal symptoms from my fucking cell phone? You
Yeah.
know, um, and I think honestly, if you actually look at some of the stuff that these designers of these fucking apps said, they did that on purpose. you
Think
know,
about these people that have become emotionally connected with
I
their
know,
AI partner,
I know.
and then they've turned off the naughty interaction.
Well, I mean, like I said, that the AI stuff is going to get even worse, man, because they're going to add, and not only it will be a voice, there'll be an avatar, and you can
Yeah.
create whatever avatar you want, man. I mean, like the woman of your dreams, you know, and this
Just
stuff,
the images of these AI chicks. There's AI programs out there now that create these fake versions of women. It looks like a real photo.
right?
You know,
Yeah, that's the thing.
sometimes that's all a dude needs. Like,
Well,
wow, I'm in love with something beautiful.
that's unfortunate, but yeah, you have I know. But anyway,
When they destroy our society, and certainly they destroy self-esteem of men. You know, what choice do we have? Or what choice do we think we've been led to believe we have?
I don't know.
Not
Hold
much
on
choice,
to
I think.
yeah, just hold on to your masculinity, whatever you got left over there, SG. I mean. But anyway, all right, I'm gone, and
No worries.
I'll
Super.
catch you again on another one somewhere else. And like I said, man, maybe we'll do this again sometime. You know what I mean? It's like when
Yep.
everybody else is doing something else, we'll just pop over here do this. You know,
Respect.
and you know, and see what kind of a crowd we can attract. It's like you build it, they will come type of thing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
anyway, all right, man. I'll catch on
Peace
to you
out.
later.
Cheers.